Dear friends, in mathematics, we often deal with the problem related to the understanding of the necessary and sufficient condition. We are little bit confused about this. For some time, we remember the condition, the difference between the two, but after some time, we forget the difference between the two. In many theorems, we often see that this is the necessary and this is the sufficient condition. So don't mind, I will help you to solve. I will help you to understand the difference between the two conditions. So friends, what is the difference between the two? Let us see. I will introduce the two terms. One is independent and second is dependent. So what is independent? Independent condition means that it does not require any other condition, but the dependent condition require an additional one or more than two conditions. So if I talk about the both of these, then I will say that sufficient condition is necessary. Sorry, sufficient condition is an independent condition, and the necessary condition is a dependent condition. So what they exactly mean is that independent condition, necessary condition is dependent. So on what condition it depend, it will depend on the sufficient condition. Means if I talk about the journal terms, then let us pick up an example from our life, then you can understand this as, suppose this is the father of a family and these are the true childs of the family. So what? So if the father takes the decision for the family, if the father takes any decision, then that decision must be followed by the child. No any other option, that must be followed by the child. Means if a father says that in our family the each child will get uh, two bananas, then this is the condition that the each child should be followed, no any other uh, matter. So we can say that the father takes the decision is sufficient condition. But if I talk about the reverse case, means if the any one of the two child takes a decision, if any one of the child takes the decision, then that can be followed, then that can be followed or may not be followed. So the decision takes by a child can be followed by the father or can not be followed. Means these are dependent on some other conditions. So necessary condition, we will call this condition as necessary conditions. So what we can say that let us let us walk in the complex analysis. So in complex analysis there is a topic known as analyticity. So what we will try to understand the concept of necessary and sufficient condition in analyticity. So what it says that if a function fz is analytic, then it will satisfy CR condition. So if the function fz is analytic, then it will satisfy CR condition. Means fz is analytic is a sufficient condition, and if this sufficient condition hold, then it must also be hold. But if I talk about the reverse case, then I will say that if any function fz satisfy CR condition, then fz can be analytic or not. Means what we can say here, we can see here that if any necessary condition satisfy, then that can imply or not imply the sufficient condition. What I am exactly trying to say is that sufficient will imply necessary, but necessary can be imply or cannot be imply sufficient. However, we can say that if in necessary condition, if we add 1 or plus 1 or plus 2 and more conditions, then this can imply the sufficient condition. So now friends, I hope that you can understand that this. If you are still unable to understand this, then you can review the whole video again and can see and try to understand this. So for more videos you can like our channel Mathematica Group Points. Thank you friends, please like and subscribe. Bye bye.